Okay guys, as promised, there are our foils. Welcome to part 5. I'm sorry I couldn't get this into the last video, but I wanted to make sure we had fresh beep beep beeps from out back. So let me get a beaker set up and get these ready to go into Aqua Regia. And we will start this video off with dissolving these guys. So we'll be back at you in just a second. Okay guys, here we go. I just want to dump them in like that just so we can get a pretty look at them. Set that there for just a second. Dump these bad boys in just to get a pretty look. But we're going to throw those papers in. Boy, if that was the gold we were going to get, that would be amazing. But it's still pretty. We're going to go ahead and put these guys in there because all that black is gold too. Alright. So let me get a stirring rod. Let me grab a jug of Aqua Regia, turn the back, or a jug of HCl. Put the back fan on, and we're going to get to dissolving this gold finally. Okay guys, I've got our HCl. I'm going to go ahead and put about that much in there, maybe a little bit more, and then we are just going to gradually start adding some nitric acid to that until we get a reaction. Let me flip this back fan on. Get all this stuff down in there. And let's get this stuff dissolving. I'm sorry for that. I apologize for that beep 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 being in all my videos, but I don't know what to do about it. And it's really starting to get aggravating. It's been constant for months. Okay guys, I'm actually trying to work behind the camera. So I'm going to put in 2 full pipettes. I'm not seeing anything just yet, but I'm going to let that set for just a second, because I know when I add that third one it'll probably kick off. So let me get us a lid. Get some distilled water here. And let's go ahead and hit that one more time. It's warm enough. It's cool, but it's not cold out here. I'm actually in shorts, so we shouldn't need any heat for this. Especially with it just being a little bit of black powder and foils. Starting to see a little bit go. You can tell by the jar we're getting a little bit of a reaction. I'm going to continue on and let you guys watch it. Okay, I'm going to pause this, guys, till this starts taking off. So we'll be back at you in just a sec. Okay guys, we are back. We're actually getting a reaction now. I'm gonna see if I can zoom this in a little bit for you. I'm just going to put a touch more acid right along that line there so you can see it, get it to clear that vapor off. But we are definitely getting a reaction now. So I'm just going to let it go. If it ends up being too long, oh good, we got some sunshine now. If it ends up taking too long, I'll time lapse it a little bit, but I'm going to just let it run for you, let you watch it. Okay guys, as you can see, it looks to me like everything has gone into solution. I am actually going to go ahead and pause right here and just let that set for a little while to make sure. And then we're going to get it filtered off, get it in a beaker, and get it dropped. So we will be back at you guys in just a bit. Okay guys, we are getting ready to start our filter process. Get this turned this away. Get our gold solution. Get our vacuum pump turned on. Go ahead and get this filtered off. Oh, it's nice when it's beautiful like that. The main thing you want to do here is you just want to make sure you get every bit of this color out. I'm going to let that go down some before I put these filter papers on top. And then we're just going to rinse this until it is absolutely clear. Get them down in there. Set this over here. And now we are going to get all this out of here. Don't leave anything behind in your beaker. You got a beautiful, nice, clean, clear solution. So guys, I'm going to let this continue to run. Then we're going to get it in a beaker, and we are going to drop us some gold. So we'll be right back at you. Okay guys, we got this filtered off and put in our beaker. And I already started to denox it a little bit, and I figured, well, we've been showing a lot of other things that we haven't shown in a while, so I am actually going to go ahead and show this process as well. I'm using urea to denox this. I've heard in many comments, and I've heard many people say urea doesn't denox it, it doesn't do. All I know is it works. Okay, I'm not a chemist, I'm not a chemical engineer, I'm not any of those things. All I know is that if I put urea in this until it stops bubbling and fizzing, and then I put my sodium metabisulfite in there, it drops the gold without me having to put an excess of sodium metabisulfite. So I am going to continue to do it this way. I can also do it with sulfamic acid. I have sulfamic acid. I happen to prefer doing it this way, and it works for me. So whether it does a true denox or it doesn't do a true denox, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really care. All I know is that it works. This is how I was taught. This is how I'm going to do it. This process, you know, just basically goes on until you don't get a reaction anymore. Now I've already added some distilled water to this. I'm probably going to bring it up to about 400 milliliters. To do my drop. But like I said, I don't know. I'm not, my knowledge is practical. I didn't go to school for this. I don't know if it truly does what it's supposed. All I know, like I said, is it works. So it doesn't matter to me. Whether it denoxes it, doesn't denox it, neutralizes this, doesn't neutralize that, like I said, I don't care. I'm just talking because I'm walking you through this process. It takes a little bit sometimes. This is why you want to be careful using your nitric acid, because you don't want to have an excess of nitric acid. Then you end up having to use a lot of this stuff to get rid of it, or to make your other stuff work, however you want to say it. And it's looking cloudy because that is just little tiny bubbles in there. It will actually clear up as the bubbles clear up. And I know it's been a while since I did walk everybody through this complete process. So I figured, why not? Let's do it. It is definitely slowing down. So, I mean, if that's not denoxing it, I have no idea what it's actually doing to it. All I know is, like I said, it works. You know, I add this, it gradually slows down till I don't need to add any more, and our process works. So, now, let me do some quick figuring. Let me pause. I have to go get my phone because I don't have a calculator out here. And I want to try to guesstimate how much gold we're going to get out of this. And see if we can use the proper amount of sodium metabisulfite. So I will be right back at you in just a second. Okay guys, I just stirred this up again. I think we're actually good to go here. I'm not worried if there's a little bit of contaminant in this, because I am going to end up re-refining it again. I've guesstimated, you know, approximately 3 grams of gold should be in this. Could be a little more, could be a little less. So what I'm going to do is I actually doubled my sodium metabisulfite, and I use about 1 gram per gram of gold, 1.5 grams per gram of estimated gold. I've got half again that, I didn't quite double it, but I got half again that in here, just to be safe. I don't care if there's other metals and we drop them out, because we are going to re-refine this again. So I'm going to go ahead and add this stuff to it and see what we get. There's our change. Try not to hit the sides too much. And I can see we're getting a drop already. Should be converting over any second. Yeah, and like I said 100 times, no matter how clean you think you have a beaker, you'll find out how clean it is as soon as you drop it. Drop some gold in it. And there is our drop. I'm going to continue to stir it for a minute. See if we can't get that gold to start piling up. And then we are just going to set this up on the shelf and let it go all night long. Got a little bit of gold on the stick. And that is that, guys. So there is our drop from our ram. We're going to let it settle out and we'll see what we get. Now I'm probably going to go in and do some more editing because I can't set up any more to burn out here right now because we got more clouds moving in. So I guess we'll see you back out here tomorrow. Well, hey everybody, it's actually the next afternoon. It poured down rain all night and all morning, and so needless to say I couldn't get out here and do any chip burning, but I did get our first little batch of gold from the processors in here. I'm hoping for, you know, 3/4 of a gram at least with those processors and the other little chips that were in there. I don't know. It doesn't look like that to me right here, but maybe it's just condensed and packed up. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and melt this bead up. I've strained off our other batch, which we did from the foils, and that drop, which is sitting right there, so I will do it next. But I'm going to go ahead, anyway, let me get the camera set up. We're going to go ahead and melt this off and see where we're at. We're hoping for, you know, at least 3/4 of a gram here. Over here, you know, yesterday I think I said like 3 grams. I have done, out of a kilo, I have gotten, you know, I think the most I've gotten is like 5.8 grams, right close to 6 grams out of a kilo. This was a hair under a half a kilo, so I used 3 grams as a reference. I will be happy, you know, with 2.25 grams to 2.5 grams out of that batch. But we'll see. You know, sometimes this powder can be deceiving. So anyway, let me get this set up. Let me go ahead and melt this off, and then we will get that one rinsed. I just got done siphoning it off. We'll get it rinsed and get it cleaned up and get it melted and see what we got for that. So we'll be right back at you in just a sec. Okay guys, we are ready to get this going. I'm not going to talk while I'm running the torch because it, you know, you can't hardly hear me, but what I'm going to actually do is just heat this up real slow because it's wet and I don't want it to pop and bubble out of here, and then we'll throw a little bit of borax on it and we'll see what we get. So if it goes too long, as always, I'll time lapse it. It's not a ton, so it shouldn't take forever. So anyway, we'll be back talking in a minute. Okay, guys, all I can see right now is a red dot. I can see the outer edges of this. It does have borax all over it, so I'm going to go ahead and pause right here and stick this in the pickle pot, and we're going to see what we got. Remember, we were looking for anything over 3/4 of a gram, 3/4 of a gram or more. So like I said, let me get this in the pickle pot and we'll get back at you. Okay, guys, I rinsed. I didn't show it on camera. All I did was rinse this. This is our drop from our foils, and all I did was rinse it in boiling water a couple times. I wasn't going to waste your time with that. As soon as this dish cools off enough that we can put this in here, because this, I'm going to actually pour it in. There's still water, and this dish is still way too hot. So as soon as we get that cooled off enough, let it set for a while, we'll put this in here and we'll get that melted off. Our first button is in the pickle pot, and when it comes out we will weigh these guys up, see what we ended up with so far. So I will get back to you when we're going to melt this one, and then we will weigh these guys and see what we got so far. So we'll be back at you then. Okay, guys, we are ready to get this second melt going. So I'm going to once again just hit it pretty lightly till we get it dry, and then we're going to melt it. I know I said I wasn't going to talk while I was doing this, but here we're hoping for anywhere from about 2 2.25, 2.5 grams, anything in there, anywhere between probably 2.25 and 3 grams would be great. Okay, guys, we'll toss that one in the pickle pot, and we'll get back at you in just a second. Okay, guys, we are ready for the moment of truth. I'm going to bring this over and just show you, because a lot of times I get questions about the pickle pot. That is the pickle pot. And what the pickle pot is this is Jeweler's, it's called Sparex or Sparex, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. And what it's actually used for is to remove fire scale or borax. I'm assuming it's a light acid of some kind. I know a lot of people just use a little light acid mix to do it. This is a bleed over from my old jeweler days. I mean, I've always had it, I've always used it. A lot of jewelers use acetylene gas, acetylene and oxygen gas instead of propane. I use propane, it's a little bit cleaner, not quite as hot, but a little bit cleaner. But that is the pickle pot. So it's actually to remove fire scale or borax or whatever's stuck on the metal you just melted. So I just wanted to show you that. Now we're going to break out our scale, and we are going to see if we got where we needed to get. Alright, on our processors with those extra little chips, we were hoping for anywhere from 0.75, 0.85 in that range for what we had. Well, I gotta tell you, I can tell by the feel of this, we got more than that. We're closer probably to a gram or over. Let's see what it is. That is great. We got 1.43 grams from our ceramics. So apparently, those little chips that he sent along with the processors, I mean, they looked pretty rich, but apparently they're pretty darn rich. So once again, 145, let's tear it back. 142, so 1.42, 1.43 grams, somewhere in that range, and that is from our ceramics. So that's great. That's like a little over half a gram more than I was even expecting. So that's really good. That's wonderful. This is from our fingers. Now this is not pure. These are very close to pure. This one's really close to pure. It even caved in. That's from our ram fingers, and this will tell us how new or how old or whatever, because naturally the older the ram is, the more gold there's going to be in it, as with anything today. With this, I was hoping for anywhere from 2¼ to 3 grams. So let's see what we got. We got dead on 2.24. So we got 2¼ grams, 2.27, 2.26. So 2¼ grams. So that tells me it was average ram. Wasn't real old stuff, wasn't real new stuff. So far, we're actually right in the ballpark. We did really, really good on this. We did about average on this. So that's pretty good. So our total weight so far, and this is without our BGA chips. We're still working on that. So our total weight so far looks like 3.68 grams, in that range, and we still have our BGA chips to go. And as soon as it stops raining, I'll finish burning them off. But that booger came out really good. That is very, 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 very close to pure gold. Alrighty, guys. This is probably going on another one close to a half an hour or somewhere in that range. So I'm going to go ahead and call this video. This is where we are right now. When I get the rest of those BGA chips, when I get some dry weather and I can burn them off, we'll get them burned off, and then we'll go through the process of getting the gold out of those. So, as I always say, we will see you in the next video.
I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.